Farewell to grandfather. As the new year of 2021 begins, the world is threatened by the coronavirus and many lives are lost. It's not like there were no hospitals or medicines like during the typhoid epidemic in the 1960s. We still can't get over that fear. The first case of COVID-19 was confirmed in South Korea on January 20, 2020. Korea Corona 2024 deaths 370,000. World Corona deaths 2024 109,814,428. When the pandemic swept the world. I thought about those days when my young friends died so helplessly. The death of my dear friend who cried sadly when she accidentally cut off the doll's finger while playing with paper dolls. We cried as if our friend's finger had really been cut off, and we rejoiced as we made a paper bandage and glued it back on. The boy who lived on the mountain. Who always wore a tattered top, said that his mother and father dug up medicinal herbs and sold them at the market. Grandpa sometimes told me stories while he was preparing herbs. He said he bought herbs from the boy's mom and dad. He said that in the hopes that it would help them survive even a little. My class teacher went to a large hospital in the city, and several of our classmates also became infected. Nowadays, news has become so advanced that everyone knows stories from faraway countries. But at that time, it was difficult for every household even to read a newspaper. There were no radios in every home. The only news was what they talked about when they met at the market. Grandpa was able to quickly learn about distant cities because the train station conductors traveled to each city. That was the most accurate news. Grandpa also read the newspaper. Children in rural areas were more severely infected and had more deaths than children in big cities. I suffered from a high fever, and drinking boiled peony root did not help. If I hold the dough in my hand, it won't be long before the outside of the dough dries out due to the fever. The cough that Grandpa feared the most also started. I had to go to my mother's house. Grandpa wouldn't let me go from his arms. But the fever did not go down, and because of the high fever, I lost consciousness as a child. I woke up when the fever went down. I heard Grandma saying and crying loudly, "Grandpa, take her to her mother before she dies. Take her to her mother's arms." "I'll take her this evening. Don't cry." "Yonu, go to your mother. You can't die." "You can't leave me like my son Li Dong." Grandfather's wailing cries shook the world. I was wrapped in my grandfather's warm coat, which he always wore in the winter, and went to my mother's house by train in his arms. In the opposite direction from when I took the train to my grandfather's house when I was 5. I heard my grandfather crying quietly. I heard my grandfather's breathing quickly as I was falling asleep. I was admitted to a hospital that my mother knew well. I remember. The hospital had lots of glass windows, and the old doctor spoke Japanese. I couldn't remember when Grandpa returned to his home. One day, I saw Aunt Jaya outside the small, glass-paned hospital window. She came to our house after working at a rubber factory in Busan. With my grandfather's help, my father opened a shoe store in the market. Instead of my mother, my Aunt Jaya did the housework. When I went to my mom's house during the vacation, I saw Aunt Jaya working while carrying my youngest sister on her back. At night, she would wander around the yard and sing to put the youngest to sleep. I remember the song she sang at that time, sadly but softly. One summer, she made me some really delicious steamed potatoes and even made me some sourdough bread with baking soda added to it. I haven't had the big steamed buns with baking soda that Aunt Jaya made me since then. I saw my aunt through the glass window and then I didn't see her. I was told I was hospitalized for about a month. When I opened my eyes, I was in my mother's living room where my younger siblings were running around and playing. Aunt Jaya also made porridge like my grandmother and gave me da kwang. One day I woke up and saw a banana sitting on the shelf. This is the day I first met bananas. Aunt Jaya kept telling me to speak, because she had heard that typhoid fever made people mute. Is this your first time seeing a banana? I'm seeing this for the first time too. Grandpa bought it for you. If you want some, just tell me. When I heard that Grandpa had bought bananas, I burst into tears. I cried so sadly when I thought about Grandpa not being by my side. How much will Grandpa miss me? How much will Grandma cry? I got a ringer injection at home. It's yellow. My mother, the nurse, got me some albumin injections and gave them to me. My father's friends in Busan got the medicine for me. My father's friends who fled from the North Korea all went to school properly, so they got jobs at US military bases or held high positions in rubber factories. They treated each other more terribly than blood brothers. I think that was the first time my mother felt like my real mother. She was sticking the ringer needle into my arm and told me, "You're so skinny, you're warabashi." Warabashi means wooden chopsticks in Japanese. As she said that, she quickly stuck a needle into my arm. Fall has passed and winter has come, as I fall asleep while taking a ringer and wake up eating white porridge. My hair fell out. The hair that fell out was stuck to the pillow like cotton. Aunt Jaya cut the remaining hair of mine with scissors. If you eat well, your hair will grow back. And fortunately, you are not mute and can see well. When I held the storybook, I could smell my grandfather, and it seemed like my grandfather, whom I missed, had gone to work at the train station. And what makes me even sadder and more tearful is that I won't be able to see my friend. The pharmacist's daughter, Bong Jun, anymore. And I transferred to my mom's neighborhood school. Even when the new semester came, my hair hadn't grown back, so I went to my new school wearing a hat my mom had made for me at a knitting shop. Even though I transferred to a new school, I ended up in class 2, grade 5. I used the exact same cover of the textbook my grandfather gave me. The handwriting of my grandfather on the cover of the textbook, which said Korean, math, social studies, nature, and social studies, seemed to be with him. Sometimes I would quietly hold the book cover and smell the book. It smelled like my grandfather's house. I could smell the pungent smell of soybeans from the bean sprout pots growing lukewarm under a blanket on the floor. I miss my grandparents,